Hello, everyone. Welcome to Just Begin, where we talk about starting a business or if we should start a business, especially while working a full time job. And today I want to talk about is fear holding you back from starting your business? Okay? Because as I talk to people, I'm kind of realizing that they do want to start a business, but they have all of these fears. So let's talk about that a little bit, okay? The first thing I want to talk about is fear of not having job security, okay? So many people don't want to start their business because they feel like the job that they're at, whether they like the job or not, they feel like that job is more secure than being a business owner. Okay? And if you think about it, you know that that's simply not true. And I know some people are saying, well, you don't know where I work. And you're right. I don't know if you work for the government. I don't know where you work. I don't know if you work for a school system or what your situation is. But what I do know is that sometimes people get laid off. Okay? Now, I will give it to you. Some jobs are more secure than others. But everybody doesn't work for these jobs that are so secure. And I know people who have thought that they had secure jobs and have gotten laid off. Okay. So that myth that's in your head that, oh, I'm going to stay at this job because it's secure, even though I want to start a business, I'm not going to leave this job because, it's secure. But people get laid off every day. And many business owners are able to maintain and keep their businesses open for years to come. So just kind of keep that in mind. It's not always a guarantee that your job is secure just because you're employed by someone else, okay? And another thing that people are very concerned about, or a fear that they have, is fear of failing, okay? They always think of the worst case scenario, and that's something that you don't want to do. When you start a business venture, you want to be very positive, you want to be very upbeat, and you want to think of succeeding and being successful in your business. You don't want the focal point to be, oh, what if I fail? Okay, if you focus on failure, that might be what you get. But if you focus on winning, you're going to win. Okay, so don't have a fear of failure. Okay, just go ahead, start your business. Have the proper guidance that you need. Have a plan on how you're going to go forward. You don't want to go into anything blind, and do the very best that you can. Okay, and then another thing to keep in mind is, what is failure? Okay, so someone might say failure is starting a business, okay? And once you start that business is not producing income or producing very little income. Many people would consider that failure. But even if that does happen, like worst case scenario, at least you gained the experience and you faced your fear, okay? You may have had a fear of failure, but you still started your business and just stared your fears right in the face and, went forward and still move forward, okay? So that's actually a win, and that's a learning experience, okay? So just keep that in mind. And then this is kind of interesting too. Sometimes people have so many ideas and they limit themselves to only executing one idea. But for me, I actually started two businesses at the same time. They were kind of related. So when I started my real estate business, very shortly after that, I started coaching as well. So now I'm a coach, I'm a business coach and I'm a mindset coach. And I just talk about my journey, okay? Being somebody who just quit their job and just started a business. And I talk about the things that I went through, how I overcame some of those things. I talk about my feelings, how I felt, so I can relate to how you're feeling if you're going through it. And it just kind of went hand in hand to what I was doing as far as the real estate business that I started. So I was able to encourage others as I faced my fears, as I did not go back to my job and just focused on the future and being a successful business owner. So my businesses went hand in hand. And if you want to start a business, it may happen that way for you too. You may have one business that is like the anchor. So my focal point is always going to be real estate, but then I have a passion for helping people too. I've helped several people set their businesses up, and now I've started doing some coaching and some classes on real estate investing. Okay, so don't ever limit yourself. Just because you started one business does not mean that you can't start another business. Okay, we have to stop putting restrictions on ourselves. We can be as creative as we want to be, and we can start monetizing the gifts and the talents that we have. Keep that in mind. And this is another good point that we have to think about. We have to, as business owners, we have to learn to not be concerned with other people's opinion of us, okay? It is okay if you do something different than what your friends and family are doing, okay? So many people think, everybody's gonna think that I'm crazy. If I quit my job to start a business, everybody is going to think that I am crazy. And I have heard people say that. And so my answer to that is, you cannot let what other people think control your actions, okay? You starting a business is very personal, okay? It is a very personal thing. That is you starting your journey in entrepreneurship and business ownership. And it really it's not a group effort. I mean, not unless you have business partners and things of that nature. But, whether or not you start a business should not be somebody else's decision. And, it may be one of those things where you just don't discuss it with a lot of people if you feel like they are not going to support your decision. This way, you don't have to worry about if they think you're crazy for quitting your job and starting a business, because you're not discussing it with them, okay? The focal point should be you doing what you want to do and putting your business plan in action and being successful. So don't worry about what other people think, and everybody's not going to think that you're crazy. And I also wanted to say, many people want to leave their job too, okay? And the only reason why they stay at their job is because they're scared, all right? So that's going back to the other point. People are not going to think that you're crazy, because a lot of people, they will be, secretly inspired by you, okay? They may not openly approve of it, but they may be inspired by you because you're doing something that they want to do, but they are afraid to do it. There are so many people that I talk to that want to quit their job and start a business. So many people, okay? But not many people act on it, overcome your fears. You could be the person to act on it and start a successful business. And another thing that people think oftentimes is that they're all alone, okay? I started my business, I don't know where to go for help. I have questions about this. I have questions about that. People have questions about business credit. People have questions about the structure of their business. People have questions about how to do marketing. And people have questions about all different things. And they feel alone. You should never feel alone, because you are not alone. There are so many people that have done what you are trying to do, and they are knowledgeable and they'll be willing to help you, okay? You have free resources, and I always talk about Facebook groups because I'm part of I created a group on Facebook called Just Boss Up, and it's for business owners and for future business owners. And if you would like to join, I would love to see you in a group. But then I also belong to other groups for entrepreneurs, and you get good advice, and there are just different resources there, so you're never alone. And that is a free thing, just joining a Facebook group for entrepreneurs. And yeah, I do have a group for business owners, but just not only my group. You can just search groups for business owners or entrepreneurs on Facebook, and you'll see a whole bunch of them pop up. And those are free resources. And then I always like to mention that if you want to get a mentor, get a mentor. And it's so important to make sure that your mentor is actually doing what you want to do, okay? Because if you, hire someone to show you how to build your business and they have a successful business, you know, it's going to be easy for them, and it's easier to be taught by someone who's actually doing what you want to do, instead of just saying how things will work out theoretically. Okay, so you're never alone. And I just wanted to really just talk about all of those things, because so many people have different fears when it comes to being a business owner, but they have a strong desire. Okay, so there's no reason to be afraid, and you can do it. Okay, and if you like my video, please give me a thumbs up, and if you like my content, please subscribe to my channel. Have a wonderful day.